Hello, it's Anton. A few weeks ago, I did a video about joining the Esport Olympic qualifiers in virtual regatta, and I am pleased to say that I have some learning from it. This video is going to be quick. It's just going to be about 3 major lessons that we can all take away from the Olympic qualifiers. Before we get into the lessons, let's take a look at what has happened so far. In black here is the path that I've taken so far. You can see I'm about 2/3 of the way to the first beacon, and you might notice that there are some boats over here that are almost done with the race. So in order to figure out why, if you look here, there are a couple of bumps against islands because this was a real-time event and there were times that I had to sleep, and when I slept my boat ran into stuff. You also might notice that on the map here there's global ocean current, and that my path primarily is going against that current. It's only really starting to mash up with the current now. Let's take a look at what the boats in front have done. Let's take a look at Buddha BSP in 8th place here. So one of the first things that this boat did, as you can see from this gold line, is instead of going the suggested route all the way down here, this boat went directly south around here. And what's also interesting to note is that this boat was able to cross literally exactly next to this land. So you'll see a little bit of differences in the pathing as we go along. I'll just review. Again, the boat here is not hitting land. It is just barely not. And so it's able to take this really precise route through here. And this looks strange at first to go south. Going southwest is away from the marker. But what happened quickly here is by joining these global ocean currents, there's a big current that goes all the way, and the boat was able to ride it essentially all the way around the world. It was able to cross this. Had to go away from a big current here, had to go against the current, but quickly rides another one back up. So you can see that the boat is mostly relying not on wind, but on the ocean itself. Now, what can we learn from this? Number one, in this case, in a literal fashion, is you have to go with the flow. Fighting against things, sometimes you have to deal with events or movements that are bigger than you, and you do sometimes want to be able to take the path of least resistance. So that's lesson 1. Lesson 2 is re-examine what you're told. I tried to mostly follow this path, and the people who ignored that path, not just that first boat that I looked at, but every person who ended up here in front ignored the set path. And lesson number 3 is a little bit more of a depressing one. This is a concern that I had during the first video, but all of these extra sales, all of these extra add-ons that you pay for have clearly been important for the people who are in front. Things like the radio alert so that they never hit land, or they can turn faster so their pathing is more efficient. So unfortunately, we have to say that, particularly at high levels of competition, that money does matter. You're going to have to invest more than I did, which was nothing, in order to get really high-level results. It's pretty interesting to see what the Olympic esport qualifiers were like. I suppose I'll be keeping those lessons in mind for the future. That's going to be it for this video. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time.